All right, we are starting session 2 today, and we are going to continue talking about learning about our characters. But today we're going to learn through our characters through observations about what is my character like. So yesterday we continued reading our Because of Winn-Dixie book, and you guys all got to choose fiction books. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you did those things, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Ready? Okay. Thumbs up if you made an observation yesterday and you noticed some things that your character did, or like that your character likes to sit at the back of the bus, or they like to eat French fries with their friends. If you made an observation, even if you didn't write it down, you just noticed something about your character, give me a thumbs up. Even if it's in our Because of Winn-Dixie book. Give me a thumbs up if you noticed the kinds of things your character said. Like, wait, that's my dog. Like what Opal said in our book. If you notice the types of things your character said, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so most of us. How many of you guys came up with an idea about your character? Like you started thinking about your traits. Like this character is kind, or this character it might be a little sneaky. Thumbs up if you maybe started to think about that. Okay? So here's the thing. When you guys want to get to know someone really well, just like you guys get to know a friend, you can't just think, oh, Zach ate lunch today with a group of kids, and he told a joke that made everyone laugh out loud. That's a fact, okay? That is sharing something that you saw. However, that's just reporting the facts. We have to think, what does that tell us about Zach? What would that tell you about Zach? Remy? He's trying to be a jokester.
He's funny.
He's funny, okay? That tells you more about that person. Matthew? He likes making other people laugh. He likes maybe being the class jokester or something like that. Does that make sense? The class clown. Does that make sense? Okay. So today I'm going to teach you that once readers have met a new character, just like they meet a new friend, they draw on their first observations and start to come up with ideas about that character. Okay, so they study what the character says, does, thinks, how they act, but they ask themselves a very important question. What does this tell me about this character? You start thinking. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. So we just started this book Because of Winn-Dixie. Thumbs up if you are in love with it right now. So good. But we've already noticed a lot of things about how Opal talks. Okay, we've talked about a little bit yesterday during Read Aloud. We talked that it's kind of funny that she calls her dad the preacher and not dad. Okay, we talked about that. It's funny that she named her dog Winn-Dixie. And I talked with a few of you guys yesterday that we noted that she invents some funny names. She doesn't just have normal names for people. She kind of invents some funny names. Now I want you to think to yourself, I want you to turn and talk. What does this tell you about Opal? Okay.
She's funny and she's proud and nice to she's also very kind. And her character traits, like the preacher, she calls the preacher because he's a preacher. And she probably came up with Winn-Dixie because she's like, what can I name him? And then she's like, a name just like popped out of her head.
Like in the place that she was at, right? Okay, good. Interesting. What do you guys think?
She has a good characteristic. Yeah,
Okay, characteristic.
She's funny because she named her dog Winn-Dixie.
When she was at the Winn-Dixie store. Okay, good.
We think she's also kind because she saved Winn-Dixie from the
Okay,
pound.
good. Good. All right, come back in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What did you guys talk about? What does this tell us about Opal when she comes up with inventive or creative names for people? Penny.
Well, she's funny
Okay, maybe she tries to be funny with the names.
but I've got just a character trait for her that she's kind.
She is kind. Emily had some good evidence for that. Why is she kind?
She's kind because she saved the dog from the pound.
She saved the dog from the pound, and does she really care about her father?
Yeah.
Yeah, even though she calls him the preacher, we found out that she really cares about him. Yeah. Nora. Yeah, good. One more, Miss Alicia.
So I got two character traits.
Okay.
For her. She's silly and she's nice.
She's silly and nice. Can you be both? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So we're right. So she kind of thinks a little differently than other people, and we call that unique. I heard some groups talk about how she's a little different. Maybe she's not like everyone else. And she's new to the town of Naomi, Florida, so she doesn't know very many people anyway. Okay, so we figured this out by paying attention to how she talks. Okay, so we're going to read a part from the book about how she acts, and I want you to notice a big change, especially when she's talking to her dad about her mom. Okay, you're going to see a big character change about how she talks versus when she's with Winn-Dixie. Okay, Daddy, I said real quick before I lost all my nerve, I've been talking to Winn-Dixie. Is that right? The preacher said. He scratched Winn-Dixie's head. I've been talking to him, and he agreed with me that since I'm 10 years old, you should tell me 10 things about my mama. Just 10 things, that's all. The preacher stopped rubbing Winn-Dixie's head and held real still. I could see him thinking about pulling back into his shell. We've talked about that's not a real shell, right? Yeah. One thing for each year I've been alive, I told him, please. What does this tell us about Opal? We talked about this. Talking about her mama makes her feel something different than what we normally see with Opal. Turn and talk real quick.
It makes her
She feels like her mom loved her even if her mom left her.
What does it make her feel like when she's having to ask her dad that? Is she like super confident in herself, or does she get nervous? Yeah. Look at when it says until I lost something before I lost my nerve. That means before she got too nervous to ask him. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of me sometimes.
That's a good character connection, Alex.
It also says to, she moved away when she was like 3 years old.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alex, Noah B, and Nash had a really good conversation. They said normally she's like super upbeat and friendly and like super confident about herself. But we talked about when she asks her dad about her mama, she all of a sudden kind of goes into her shell and she gets a little nervous, right? And we found this out because it says before I lost my nerve. If you're doing something before you lose your nerve, that means you're going to do it before you get too nervous to do it. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So it takes a lot of nerve for Opal to ask her dad about that. That's a really, really hard subject for Opal to talk about with her dad. So even when the preacher didn't answer her back, she didn't give up. Okay? She kept pressing him for more information, and then what did we end up finding out? Did he end up telling her 10 things? Yeah. Okay, so she is also, we talked about this yesterday, she is a risk taker, right? She's willing to take the risks in order to find out more information about her life and about her mom. Okay? Yes, Penny?
She was took to take for the dog to obey her.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so your job today as a reader, I want you to notice how your character is talking, acting, thinking, and I want you to start making some observations about what traits they may have because of those thoughts, what they say, and how they act. Does that make sense? So you're continuing to post it today, but now you're going to generate some ideas about your character and their traits, okay? We're going to ask ourselves while we're reading, what does this tell me about him or her? Okay? We're going to share these at the end today with a partner, all right? I want you to at least generate one post-it idea today. Just one. That's my minimum. Can you generate more? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But one, you have to have at least one thing to share. Any questions? We're all good? Nash? No. Okay, I'll come back. Matthew?
I have a prediction on the book.
Can we talk about that later when we read? Okay. Alex?
When are we going to read it?
We're going to read it during Read Aloud at the end of the day. I know. We'll have to wait. Okay? All right. Let's get up and go.